As the US is on its way to looking into regulations and adopting the best ways possible through which cryptocurrencies can coexist with its traditional financial system, there can be no more important person other than Garry Gensler, to whom many people within the crypto sector have their eyes on. This is not only because of Gensler serving as the 33rd chairperson of the Securities and Exchange Commission, but also his past and views on cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin. Unlike others, Gensler does not possess a very liberal view of cryptocurrencies. His views are very much like any professional should have who serves in his position, because despite the goals and missions of cryptocurrencies, when it comes to the greater public good, everything needs to be double-checked, and this is precisely how Gensler seems to be going about it. There is a lot about Gensler that is not talked about, and many people for the right reasons are curious about him. In this video, like we always do, we are going to change that for you. But before we do, please be advised that the content in this video is not financial advice and is available for informational and entertainment purposes only. If you like the video, consider giving us a like and hitting the subscribe icon. Now, let's get back to who is Garry Gensler. Gensler, from a finance professional to SEC chair. Garry Gensler is the nominated professional who serves as the current chairperson of the United States of America's Securities and Exchange Commission. His current appointment was done by none other than Joe Biden, the current president of the US. Gensler swore to the office on 17th April 2021. As the chairperson of SEC, Gensler's role is to ensure there is a fair, just, orderly and efficient market system where investors and their investments are protected, while all the while ensuring there is public trust in the market. While he is also known as an academic, politician, investment banker and financial professional, interestingly, he is also a very good marathon runner and has been able to finish 9 marathons and 1 50-mile-long ultramarathon. Not just that, Gensler is also a mountaineer and has successfully been able to summit Mount Rainier and Mount Kilimanjaro. The early life of Garry Gensler. Gensler was raised in Baltimore, and his father, Sam Gensler, initially did not lead a fancy career, but was rather a cigarette and pinball machine vendor at local bars within Baltimore. However, as his work got traction, Gensler's father became known as the unofficial chief lobbyist for the industry he worked in, and during the legislative sessions of the Maryland state capitol, he would bring Gensler with him to see the session and also discuss lobbying for lower taxes and licensing fees. Gensler has many times credited these trips as the reason for allowing him to enter politics later. Gensler attended Pikesville High School in 1975. After high school, he later went to Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, where he received his bachelor's and master's in business administration. And right after graduation, he went on to work at Goldman Sachs in 1979, the largest investment bank in the world. Initially at Goldman Sachs, Gensler worked as the negotiator of mergers and acquisitions, before he worked directly under Robert Rubin, the US Treasury Secretary during the Clinton administration. Upon turning 30, Gensler successfully became a partner at Goldman Sachs, winning him the title of the youngest partner in the firm's entire history. During this time, Gensler won his popularity after negotiating the largest deals in US media's history on behalf of the National Football League, worth $3.6 billion. The deal allowed over 5 different channels to broadcast NFL games for 4 years, from 1990 to 1994. After working at Goldman Sachs for 18 years straight, Gensler's last role was the co-head of finance and was tasked with looking at all the Goldman Sachs controllers and treasury heads worldwide. Gensler left his position at Goldman Sachs when he was nominated by President Bill Clinton to become the Assistant Secretary of the Treasury. Gensler's move from finance to politics. Before becoming the chairperson of the US Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC, from the years 1997 to 1999, his role was to implement the federal government's policies regarding debt management and also for the sale of US government-led securities. However, During this time, Gensler helped to pass the Commodity Futures Modernization Act, allowing investors to avail exemption from credit default swaps from regulations. Due to this act, many professionals and sources have cited this deregulation as one of the reasons for the 2008 financial crisis. On several occasions, Gensler has apologised for it. In 2009, President Obama nominated Gensler to chair the Commodities Future Trading Commission, CFTC, all while during the ongoing economic recession. While criticised by many, Gensler went abroad and served his position. As time proved, Gensler was worth the choice and later became known as the aggressive manager, making staff work late nights, weekends, and sometimes even holidays. This helped him to deliver his promises and goals. After President Biden won the November 2020 elections, Gensler worked on Biden's transition team, ultimately leading to him becoming the chair of SEC the very next year. Gensler's advocacy of Bitcoin. Many people have eyes on Gensler's move towards cryptocurrencies, and so far they have not been disappointed. Gensler has long argued that cryptocurrencies should be subjected to regulations as securities. While this is nothing new, however, this comes with a twist, because Gensler says this view is not going to be applied to Bitcoin. Gensler cleared this fact by saying SEC has jurisdiction over a multitude of cryptocurrencies that are in circulation. However, this rule will most likely not be applied to Bitcoin, which Gensler says is a commodity token and should be regulated in a very different manner. While defending his statement, Gensler at a House hearing said, "The rules are quite clear, saying if you raise money from the public, and the public anticipates that there is going to be a higher return on that sponsor, that is security, just like corn or wheat or gold, which does not have an issuer nor a party sitting behind it." While Gensler wants to differentiate between cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, however, many people are still not clear about his position on Bitcoin and want further clarity. Although it is clear that Gensler views Bitcoin differently than his predecessor Jay Clayton, who thought of Bitcoin to be not a security or a commodity token, but rather similar to other digital assets that promise investors a higher return. Conclusion. As the United States is one step closer to making cryptocurrencies have legal status, however, there is still much uncertainty over them. With minds like Garry Gensler, it is clear that things will most likely go progressively, largely due to his differentiation of Bitcoin. Gensler's past in finance is promising, and his views regarding Bitcoin, while certainly a bit unclear, are progressive and help the United States adopt cryptocurrencies, something that will most likely become a lesson for other countries. Your single like means a lot to us, so don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel, as we work hard to keep on bringing similar videos, helping you to learn about the world of cryptocurrencies and NFTs. If you found any value in the video, please share it and help the community grow.